Set the beat on flow. Whoa.
What is going on, everybody? It is the Money Match Gaming Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Dan Estrata. I am also myself. I'm the Infinite. Did a little bit backwards, but you know it happens like that sometimes. So welcome. Co-host, take it away, my friend.
What is up, everybody? Bang, bang, wrong
wrong way.
That's fine. Every time. We're never going to get it right. That's fine. Hey, yes, this is the Money Match Gaming talk show podcast extravaganza spectacular. We are talking about the things coming out in April. And might I say, it is a rather light month as far as total things. But boy, some of the things coming out are some heavy hitters, some big boys. In honestly all departments, from like even shows. There's some shows that are exciting, like it's crazy. Normally we're just like, and these are the shows, goodbye. But there's stuff. So without further ado, do you want to just get right in the nitty gritty of it?
Sure, yeah.
Let's do it. So let's start with games, and on April 3rd. The Borderlands Game of the Year remaster is coming out for Xbox One and PS4. On April 9th is Bendy and the Ink Machine for Xbox One and PS4. April 11th is Vaporum for the Xbox One, PS4, and Switch. April 16th is the Final Fantasy X and X-2 remaster coming out for the Xbox One and Switch, as well as World War Z for Xbox One, PS4, and PC. On April 23rd, Mortal Kombat 11 comes out for the Xbox One, PS4, PC, I think I forgot to put, and Switch somehow. We'll get to that later. And April 30th, Final Fantasy 12 remaster coming out for the Xbox One and Switch. So there's some good ones. Oh, and I didn't mention this. I forgot to write down, but April 5th, free DLC comes out for Enter the Gungeon, which is a game we talked about in an earlier episode, and I'm a big fan of it. And yeah, so just wanted to throw that one in there as well. But there's a couple things on this list that are pretty hype. First, April 3rd, Wednesday, the Borderlands Game of the Year Edition remaster, the first Borderlands game getting full remaster, and they added a mini-map, which was one of my big gripes with the original first game, and one of the reasons I didn't play it too much was because at one point I got lost and I got busy with other stuff, and I never could figure out what I was doing anymore, and I kept getting lost because I didn't have a map. But now with the mini map, maybe that won't happen. And also, I have a lot more time to just sit around and play it this time. So I'll probably play a lot more of it than I did the first time around. But I'm very excited because I've never actually beat Borderlands 1. Borderlands 2, one of my favorite games. Also love the pre-sequel. I put probably hundreds of hours in both of them, but never finished the first one. So this is exciting for me.
Yeah, I like Borderlands. I was always a fan, and you know, there's not really much to say because I actually did beat that one.
Okay.
I did enjoy it, so you know, like, you know, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get it when it comes out this week. And they also announced Borderlands 3 last week, which was very hype. And if you haven't seen the trailer, I definitely recommend checking it out. There's a lot of like news sites that are being like, this trailer was disappointing, but it really wasn't. That trailer
it wasn't disappointing, and what I meant by gameplay trailers is what I really want is I want a more in-depth understanding of the classes, and that's usually when I start to kind of hone in on the game. And when I looked it up, I didn't find.
Oh, I mean, they usually don't do that in announcements, so.
So it was just one of those things that I was like, yeah, the game looks cool. It looks just as clean as the last one. The last one was really, really clean, you know? Handsome Jack. Like, that whole kind of scenario was pretty good. Hopefully they kind of change the gun systems, though, because, like, you know, Slack, I think it's... To me, it's a little gimmicky. I didn't like the addition of Slack. And even though I know...
Slack's not in it.
Slack's not in it? Okay, cool.
Supposedly. Or Cryo, or... whatever the third type was in the first game, I don't remember, or the fourth type was in the first game.
Right,
like
it was
new special type. I think I heard like because I saw like a leak, and like a lot of the information from the leak was right, so I have no reason to believe this is false. But it seems that the type might be called like nuclear or something of that nature.
That would be fine. And you know, the pre-sequel kind of guns I kind of liked as well. And I believe, yeah, I did like the Cryo. I just didn't like the Slack. You know,
I like Slag, but
Slag was just it's kind of gimmicky.
I mean, Slag was definitely a necessity in late game. Like once you play True Vault Hunter and stuff, you couldn't progress without having some sort of Slag because you just wouldn't do enough damage. I mean, sometimes you would, but most people's supers had like some sort of Slag attached to it as well, so it worked out. Like for example, I used the Siren, so when I grabbed him up, it slagged everybody.
That's that's who I like to play. So, and the other one. So,
all right, and the other thing we have highlighted from this month is Mortal Kombat 11, which I'm gonna be honest, I always buy Mortal Kombat games, even though I don't seem to like them. I'm not good at them, and I think that they're cool games, so I usually get them. And this one also looks really cool. The ads have been awesome, and they've been using really cool music, and it's gotten me really hyped for the game. And I'm probably going to get it, and I'm going to be bad and stop playing it after 2 days again. But it looks hype. I like, what do you want me to do? It looks super cool.
I don't think they're going to pull a Super Smash Bros., which is including the entire roster.
Oh, no, the full roster's already leaked. That leaked a long time ago.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they are. Which is, I think it's just a mad move nowadays. There's really
there's no like the fact that it happened in Smash Brothers is insane. It'll probably never happen for any game ever.
It needs to though.
It can't, especially for like the DLC characters from a lot of these fighting games. They just don't have the license for that long. They can't bring all the fucking horror characters and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and stuff back.
Well, some of it makes sense, but for like their original roster, yeah, they should be in there. Like,
it's not gonna happen.
You know, it's not. It should.
It won't.
It should.
It never will.
Like it should.
Like I said, the fact that it happened for Smash is absolutely ridiculous and still amazes me to this day.
I don't think it should be like that much of an ass, though.
there's a lot of characters.
There's a
And
lot
that's a lot of time.
Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. Maybe through DLC eventually, possibly. Like that's kind of Street Fighter. Eventually, will probably, if they just stay with this game forever, they won't because they wouldn't make money that way. They'll make a Street Fighter 6 and start it with like 8 characters again, and eventually add fan favorites and stuff. But it's just not gonna be that way. You just got to accept it. If you keep expecting every game to be ultimate, you're gonna be let down 99% of the time.
I am. I accept that. That doesn't change the fact that that's not where we should be.
You shouldn't live your life like that, man. You don't want to be sad all the time.
I'm not sad all the time. I think we deserve it. I think we deserve it. I don't think there's any actual reason why we shouldn't.
Why? Hold on. Why do you deserve it?
Why do we deserve it?
Yeah. Why is deserve the word you use?
Okay, so is Mortal Kombat poor? Is the franchise poor?
I don't think so. I'm not entirely sure, but I would say no. But I think it's the only game that NetherRealm Studios really makes or publishes.
It's Keemstar.
Okay, Keemstar
was good, but in general, they have the money, and I mean, sure, it's a project and a half, but who's gonna be sad? No one. And if you got the resources to do these kinds of things and you provide a game that people want, we've proven it time and time again. Hey, you make a game that has everything that we're looking for, we'll pay you for it and we'll be happy for it. And it's like, okay, cool. Mortal Kombat 11.
When people will pay money for those characters to be added as DLC,
because they'll pay for skins, they'll pay for a bunch of other different things in the game.
Skins don't sell well as character packs.
I mean, sure, yeah. So it doesn't sell as well, but that doesn't mean it won't sell. And I mean, there's plenty of games that prove that skins can be enough to sustain yourself and make buku dollars, and it doesn't stop. It's a revolving circle. You can do it forever. So it's like, if that's one thing that
I feel like selling skins in fighting games does not make quite as much money as selling skins in other games, such as free-to-play games, which is where skin selling really makes a lot of money.
I mean, sure, it won't make as much, but I know for the most part, a lot of people do. And it's like you can add DLC to the character, or to the game itself and create entirely different characters and stuff. There's just really no reason. There's really no reason. We've supported Mortal Kombat for forever. It's a tried and true thing.
It totally is, because the development time would be absolutely ridiculous.
Ultimate did it.
Ultimate does not have. I feel like there's way more Mortal Kombat specific characters than there probably is characters.
I mean, for the most part, a lot of them are kind of clones.
Has a lot of different teams working on Ultimate at the same time. It's Nintendo. It's Bandai. It's they have all the insight from all the places where they're getting the characters and stuff.
I mean, their pockets aren't. Their pockets aren't as deep as Nintendo's, that's for sure. But I don't think they're beyond that. That doesn't seem impossible.
I say it seems improbable. Like I said, the fact that it even happened with Smash is incredible, and is probably one of the coolest gaming achievements of all time. And I don't think it's going to be something that comes commonplace just because they did it. And I don't think and I just want to let you know, if they do come out with the next Smash, it's not going to have all the characters.
If it did have all the DLC characters, I wouldn't be mad. But if
it won't have all the characters, it won't have all the characters as this one came out with. I guarantee it. Guaranteed.
We'll see. I still think
he's already. I mean, Sakurai already straight up said that there's no way he could do it a second time.
Well, I thought he said he was done. I thought this was it. I mean, he said it before.
Well, even that, but he said the fact that he was able to get all the characters in the game was a miracle. Granted, I think it's even harder to do it with his sake, just getting the characters because of the licensors. But I still don't think it's going to be something we will see anytime soon. And if it does, I'll eat my words, and that'll be cool, and it'll be awesome. I think that would be awesome. I just don't think that'll ever happen.
I'm not talking about statistics or any of that stuff. I'm talking about what I think should be. And that's kind of where I'm at. So it's like the horror characters, you don't get those. Okay, I'm over it. But the general tried and true Mortal Kombat characters, it's just good for it to be in the game. And like, you know, updating graphics, I'm sure takes a little bit of effort, you know, but like, and maybe adjusting, because Mortal Kombat has evolved a lot.
Yeah, the
game's
since the game. All like the animations and everything is very different.
Yeah, the different fighting styles and stuff of each character, you know, and there's definitely more depth to every character now, but it's possible. And you know, I think Smash Ultimate.
You're all right. It is possible. I just don't think it's probable.
And yeah. You can say it's not probable all day, and I'll agree with you. I'm just saying we should get it. Like if they wanted to be
the improbability of it is why I say it shouldn't be something that disappoints.
Right. I'm not disappointed. I'm just saying,
being like I bought a lottery ticket and I didn't win. I'm disappointed. Like, did you really think you were going to though?
I mean, you got to have a little bit of faith. I just think it's good for games in general. I think it's good for games.
Sure. I don't disagree to that. I just don't think it's going to happen again.
And that's fair. That's fair. And Smurf, man, if you're still out there, are you sure Overlord's coming out, man? I haven't found anything about Overlord at all. I mean, I'll believe you, and I'll be excited for it if it does, but I haven't seen anything.
Well, we'll cross that bridge in a second. Let's head over to movies now, because this is another one where we got quite a big boy coming out this month. So, April 5th, we have Pet Sematary, Shazam, and The Best of Enemies. April 12th, we have Hellboy, Little, and The Missing Link. April 17th, we have Breakthrough and Penguins. Those are different movies, not Breakthrough Penguins. April 19th, we have The Curse of Ya Llorona. And April 26th, we have The Biggest Boy, possibly the most hyped up movie in a while, in a long while. That's Avengers Endgame. So we'll leave Avengers Endgame for last. Let's talk about some of the other movies on this list. You have Shazam highlighted.
You're not excited for Shazam?
I don't like DC Comics.
They didn't sell you on...
DC does nothing for me.
They didn't sell you on the trailers and stuff? It didn't look interesting?
No, I mean, it looks okay, but I mean, like, the character doesn't mean anything to me, so it's not something that I'm, like chomping at the bits for. Yeah, just, sure, it looks fun.
I'm not dying to see it, but I'm not excited for it, I'd say. I'll see it.
I thought it had come out already. I mean, if we're going to be completely honest. I thought it but yeah, like, I'm not, cool. Shazam. Formerly known as Captain Marvel. Now you Shazam, which is a terrible name, but that's besides the point. Yeah, like, it looks fine. I like I have no feelings either which way about it. I've heard it's good, so good. I'm glad. I'll see it. I'll watch it. It's just not something that I'm like I said, like.
Yeah, I don't actually have super high hopes, but you know, I thought it's good enough to watch. Yeah, and, like, sure. That's kind of where I'm at. Is this going to be good enough to watch?
Yeah, you know? I think it will be, because it's, like I said, it got fairly good reviews. I have no idea. I have no reason to think it wouldn't be fairly solid then. And Aquaman was okay.
Yeah, Aquaman was okay. No Hellboy? No Hellboy?
Hellboy, I am way more interested in than Shazam. I didn't highlight it. I probably wasn't thinking about it. But yeah, I mean, I like the Guillermo del Toro Hellboys, so I might go see this one. It looks solid. I haven't honestly seen too much about it. But from what I've seen, it looks good. I'm not even sure, like, what story they're going with, if it's like a retelling of, like, origin story type deal or what, but
I think it is, and that's the only thing that I'm like kind of scared about, is just like we're gonna have a completely reboot. And it's not that like the first Hellboy was bad, but like I don't know, these origin stories
were bad. I like those movies.
Yeah, they weren't terrible, but it's just like rebooting the story so often, it never really feels like you kind of get into anything actually important.
Yeah, you get to the same part.
Yeah, and
yeah.
And it just kind of glosses over my head to a degree, to where I'm just kind of like, you know, I don't even remember the movies. You know, it just didn't have a whole lot of juice. So hopefully this has a little bit more. But I have a feeling it's going to be an origin story. It seemed like it.
Fair enough. One thing that I have highlighted here is The Missing Link. which is it's another movie made by Leica, who you might know them. They made Coraline and Box Trolls and Paranorman. I feel like there's another movie there that I'm missing, but all those like stop motion like claymation movies in recent years that have come out, they're made by Leica, and they've all been really good, and I've liked them all. So no reason to not watch another one. You know, if you're batting 100%, might as well just keep on swinging. So I honestly don't know too much about it. I just remember the trailer, seeing the Leica logo, and be like, I'll probably see this. And that's kind of just where I left it, you know?
Fair enough. I don't know too much about it, so hard to say. You know, if you're curious, I went to go look at daycares for my child today. So I was actually pretty busy. So, you know, I didn't get to, like, deep dive in everything. But, you know, I mean, hey, if it's interesting
Kubo.
enough, I'll look up it and then...
Kubo was the other movie they made. I knew I was missing one. Kubo and the Two Strings.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't a bad movie.
That movie was awesome. I liked that movie a lot. But yeah, I liked all the Leica movies I've seen in recent years. So I have no reason to believe I won't like this one. So I will definitely be going to see it. Maybe not day one, but at some point before it ceases to exist, before like all media is destroyed, I will watch The Missing Link.
And then finally...
And then the big boy. Yeah, we're talking about little guys. No, I'm just kidding. We're talking about Avengers Endgame. Endgame. Those are the words. Avengers Endgame. Hype. That's really all I can say is hype.
I'm even kill about it. You know, I mean, I've heard some news that Captain Marvel isn't going to be the shining star, so I don't know how I feel about the movie anymore. You know, I mean, maybe they're just like, well, we got some time. This is kind of a nice little slot that we can slide this movie into. We want to tell the story anyway. And so I'm like kind of changing my opinion on why the movie showed up when it did, but you know, we're here and you know, whatever. And you know, I'm kind of indifferent. You know, it's like I kind of really don't know where they're gonna go, which is part of the reason why it's kind of like
that's the reason I'm actually excited about it. I like the not knowing what's gonna happen feeling. You know, the only thing I know for sure is that Spider-Man comes back because he's got another movie to get to. That's the only thing I'm 100% positive about. I mean, it's not going to happen, but the memes really make me want Ant-Man to crawl up into Thanos' butthole. It won't happen, but it should. It should. Refilm the movie, Marvel. You know what you're doing. Do it. At least a post-credit scene. Come on, let me get it.
Post-credit scene would make a whole lot of sense. And would be hilarious and people would love it.
At least film a scene where he pitches that idea and Captain America is just like, no. Give me
the
that.
worst. Yeah. The worst idea.
Like, what if I go quantum? No.
Silly. But yeah, that's pretty much where I have to leave it. It's like you don't know what is going to happen. You don't know who's going to be in it. So it's kind of like, well.
You don't know who's going to be in it and you don't know who's going to make it out. Yeah.
So it's just like, you know,
I don't think all the characters are gonna make it to the end of this movie. Yeah, I really don't.
Yeah, Thanos is gonna kill a couple more people, which is fine. It's cool.
Yeah. So if not Thanos, something.
It'd be cool if Loki came back. I really like Loki. Something about him I just like.
Yeah, I would hope, but like I don't know how time travel works very well. So I don't know how far back they go. Do they save Loki, or because he was killed before the snapping, is he done?
But I've always liked him. He's good. He's like, such a good addition to Thor.
He is the best part of the Thor movies, other than the scene. Well, other than Thor 3. Thor 3 was pretty good, but in the first two Thor movies, other than the scene where Thor first tastes coffee and smashes the glass on the floor and asks for another. For some reason, that scene always makes me giggle, and I don't know why, but it does. But yeah, Loki's good. Tom Hiddleston's good Loki. He just he plays that character real well. So I would love to see more. I would be happy if they did a Loki movie.
Oh yeah.
But who knows? I think that's the most exciting part for me is the mystery. I like not being able to know.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of movies is not being able to guess. Although, in these situations, I always kind of sit there and just let it be what it is. And thank you for that follow. I like trees.
Yeah, thank you. I like trees too. You got sequoias, you got oaks, maple, sycamore. I think those are the only 4 trees. Birch is a tree. I have 5 trees. All right. This has been Tree Time with your boy Dan. Thank you very much.
I know them.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I watch wrestling, and every now and again, you can just watch a match and know how it's going to end, and that's kind of disappointing. But when, like, something can just be like, I don't know where this is going. This could go any possible way is when it's, like, the most exciting.
The very best.
Yeah. So let's move on to anime, where we have a few, but we're not sure when exactly they come out. But a couple of them we do have dates as for like tomorrow, April 2nd, we have One Punch Man Season 2. And April 14th, I believe the Fairy Tail final series starts, which is exciting because then maybe I'll actually finish that show. But in a list of stuff that we're not entirely sure when it comes out, just in April, we have Fairy Gone, Bakumatsu Crisis, Overlord, and Attack on Titans. Was that Season 3 now?
Season 3.
Yeah. So, I mean, One Punch Man, hype. I mean, now, anyone who's watching this is about to judge me or say some crap.
Oh, God.
Or be like,
don't do it, Dad.
I'm a dub boy, okay? So I'm waiting a little bit longer for Season 2 of One Punch. No, I love One Punch Man. I'm a dub guy, so I will not be watching it right when it comes out. And, everyone's just like, you can't say you like anime and like the dubs. But it's just easier to not have to read the show. If I wanted to read, I'd pick up a book or a comic book, man. But yeah, so One Punch Man Season 2. I'm hyped for it. I'm hyped.
I'm curious where they're going to go. Like, obviously, it has a manga to follow if it wants to. And I just don't know if they'll kind of, like, follow that, though. I kind of have a feeling that they might not. Because I really think it's not going to stay true to its roots. And you don't know if there's anything I'm actually hyped for. There's Avengers Endgame, because I imagine you're joining us a little bit late, casual. There's Avengers Endgame. There's no way you're not hyped for that. There's just no way. And then there's Mortal Kombat 11. At the very least, those 2 things are done. And it's like, you can't not be hyped about One Punch Man. And if you've never seen One Punch Man, you're in for a treat. You should watch it.
And don't worry, if you're not hyped about any of this stuff, maybe towards the end of the list, there'll be more hype stuff for you to be hype about. Anime.
Anime, okay. One Punch Man, dude? Like, seriously? Like, if you haven't watched it, casual, then you have something to be hyped for. But if you have,
you should definitely watch it. Dub or sub, it's solid. Sub is on Netflix. Dub
if you have watched One Punch Man and didn't like it, I have words for you, man. Like we got to do battle when I see you. I like it when they have a challenge. But yeah, the whole show itself.
That's the whole
joke. Parody. Yeah, it's the whole joke of the show. Like, and sure, like he doesn't have challenge. But everybody that goes to him.
But Moomin Rider, baby.
Moomin Rider, though?
Just a guy on a bike. And he's like level C tier hero. He's moving his way up.
Everybody around him has struggle, though. So it's like, it's in the show, Genos, like, all kinds of struggle. He's constantly ended up in halfway destroyed, thinking about blowing himself up.
For Saitama is that there's no struggle. That's the struggle. That's the thing that beats him up.
It's boredom.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Not everybody has to be into the comedy anime. But me personally, I think that show is a work of art. I
It
think
is so beautiful. I agree with you, Dan. It's so beautiful, man. Like, I still can't get over the whole Fish King dude. Like, how do you punch, like, the atmosphere away in, like, not, like, like, no seconds? Like,
Yeah.
like, it's instant. It went from, like, like, there was, like, no frames. It just happened. And then everything is just, it's like a bright, sunny day, dude. Like, I was so tripping off that, dude. To this day, when it happened, I was like, wow, that happened. I very, very, very rarely kind of hit rewind on a show. I rewind that like 10 times before I got to the end of the episode. It was that epic to me. The other one, if you're curious of the other time that I rewinded a show, was Killer Bee versus Sasuke, if you've ever seen that in Naruto.
I never watched Naruto.
It was pretty hype. Like,
I only know the song that they use in the like the and if blah 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 had an anime opening meme. It's like season 6 opening or something like that. Namida.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's good, man. Have you seen the like Avengers anime opening thing?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'll send that to you after we film. It's great. Anyone who's listening at home should definitely watch it. It's actually incredible.
But just because I want to finish the story, the one black dude that enters the show is this dude named Killer Bee, and he has like this hidden beast. They have like these like sacred beasts in the show, and they give you a bunch of power if you have one inside you. He has one, and that's why Sasuke shows up. Sasuke's like, you know, the
Hi, Batman. Welcome. Thanks for the follow.
So Sasuke has like, you know, like this special eye power and stuff like that. And so this dude, like, obviously very unpractically has these small handling knives. They're like short knives, maybe about like, you know, kind of like that. They're not a dagger, but they're like shortly longer than that. And he gets like 9 or 10 of them. And he has like 2 in his hands, and he has like 1 in his elbow, and he has 1 in his knee, and then he just has like a bunch of them in a bunch of weird spots. He has 1 in his mouth, and he just literally like spins, and like he's like, and as he's spinning and fighting him at the same time, he's throwing the knives and he's juggling them at the same time. It was like one of the hypest fights I've ever seen.
If that character in the dub is not voiced by RZA or a member of the Wu-Tang Clan, it's an absolute crime.
He does rap, by the way.
Yeah, well, his name is Killer Bee. He has to be a Wu-Tang Clan reference. He has to be. Like 99% sure.
I'm probably going to send you the fight because it's just that epic. And you can just watch the fight and never go into Naruto. I'm fine with that. But that fight got me so hype. I ran around my apartment, you know? I ran around. There was another show that did that, to be honest. Although I didn't rewind it, which was Attack on Titans. That show gets me hype.
New season coming out, so get hype.
I didn't watch season 2, though. So I'll have a little time to kind of do that. Like, I don't know why I didn't.
I never watched any of it, to be honest.
It's pretty brutal.
The art style, yeah, and the brutality and the art style were not really like something that caught my interest too much.
But, you know, hey, I'm sad that you don't like One Punch Man, though. Casual. It hurts my soul. It hurts me. It hurts me because it's just so great. But, yeah, everybody has their preferences. So, the other shows I have on the list outside of Overlord and Attack on Titans are all shows that I don't know anything about. It's just those shows that I want to give a try this season, which is Fairly Gone. It's about fairies that I wouldn't count as fairies based on the art style. They seem more like demons or some kind of monsters. And basically, you kind of take them into your soul, and then, you know, you bring out, like, fighting dudes. And then Bakumatsu Crisis, it was kind of weird. I guess the story goes is there's like this time traveling device that these 2 dudes try to steal from the government, and as they're trying to steal from it, they think people used it, and like the government's changed, everything around them's changed, so now they're still on a quest to go kind of get this item to kind of fix the world, you know, and you kind of don't know. Again, it's a show that I've never seen. So, you know, it's just something that I kind of want to give a try. And I kind of do these things off of art style and the little small description that they give me, but it seems interesting. So, you know.
Cool.
But Overlord's... Have you seen Overlord by any chance?
I don't think so.
It's like a guy who, like... You know how they have this trend of making shows where people enter a video game? Well, it's kind of one of those, but it's just... It's kind of
I think I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure Smurf has told me to watch it before, but I have not watched it yet because I am so behind on like every TV show.
Oh, you haven't finished season 3? That was a pretty interesting season. Kind of shocked, but I do the same thing casual. I don't finish a lot of things. I
haven't watched season 3 of My Hero yet, and that's a travesty because that show is super good.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
I know. Like, I'm not defending it.
You're dirty, bro.
You know how much time it takes to watch wrestling? A lot. Do you know how much wrestling there is on a weekly basis? It's like 9 hours.
You're like, still, that's so dirty, bro. Like, how do you not watch that through and through?
The same reason I don't watch anything is because I just watch wrestling and fall asleep.
That show is so hyped, man. Like,
there are so many hype shows that I'm behind on.
That third season?
That's definitely one of them that's like, when I do get back into watching things, it's on like the top of my list. I might just watch it at work because we've been watching Assassination Classroom and Kill la Kill. And when we finish one of those, I'll probably just throw on My Hero so I can watch it, you know?
That season's nice, bro.
I know. I know it is. I've only heard good things.
I mean, it's not like full on fighting and stuff. There's only a few scenes where there's like fighting.
That's the thing. Like, I don't watch those animes for the fighting. I just like the characters and the story behind it. Yeah, dude. Assassination Classroom's fun stuff. I love Assassination.
I didn't like it.
Really?
If we're gonna be on the topics of weird things that I don't like. I just didn't like the flow of it. I didn't like the alien. Like.
Oh, really? I love Koro Sensei. The only part about it that I don't like is that there's so many characters in the class, and they kind of expect you to know all of them. And it's impossible for me to know all of them and their character traits because it's a whole class. Like, there's like 3 characters, and I'm like, I am comfortable with what these people do. Everybody else is just a classmate, and then they'll like bring them up. They're like, remember the time you did this? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't remember that. Yeah, it's just way too much. It's a lot. It's like something else that we're going to talk about later, but at least that something else is a little bit longer and gives you more time to kind of gauge those characters, or they die.
But it was just a show that kind of, I don't know. It was just really weird at the start. And you've heard me before. When things start kind of slow, like, I'll give you about 3 episodes, and then I'm kind of like, all right, I'm done. And I'm pretty sure I watched up to like 4 or 5, and I was like, all right, this just isn't for me.
Yeah, I like the poison too. That just turned. It wasn't actually poison. It turned him into like some like metal slime that he was able to be even faster and more OP with. That show's so good. The teachers are great too. Like Miss Bitch, Yellow Bitch. But yeah. But anything. Any other things about the animes we have going on this month?
No. Hopefully, I'll catch up on Attack on Titans season 2.
There you go.
But for the most part, that show's pretty dope. Especially because it gets me so hyped. But yeah, that'll be the last thing. So. And
the last thing we're gonna talk about is TV. And I don't have a whole lot on this list, but a couple of the things on this list, specifically one is a big one. So April 1st, we have the new Twilight Zone with Jordan Peele. I think he makes it too. Jordan Peele's everywhere right now, but the new season starts up tonight. I heard it's supposed to be pretty good, but I have not watched it yet. I know that you can actually watch the episodes on like the CBS app already, but I don't think I have that. But anyway, so there's that. April 5th, the second part of The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina comes out on Netflix. I heard the first part was fairly solid. I didn't watch it, so I can't tell you for sure. April 14th, we have the final season of Game of Thrones, the thing I was alluding to earlier, where there's a lot of characters and they all have weird names, but a lot of them die. So by this point in the show, you know the ones you know. And then the final thing I have here is the NFL draft is on April 25th. for all the football heads out there who are interested in that, now you know. So, yeah, I mean, I talked a little bit about Twilight Zone and why I think it looks cool. That's basically all I really have to say about it. I think it looks like it could be a decent show. I'd never watched the original Twilight Zone, but I like Jordan Peele. I also like that most of the actors seem to be comedic actors in this show, and it's more of like a like a surreal suspense thriller kind of thing. That's always the idea I got from Twilight Zone. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing where that goes. And the big one.
Well, I was interested in
go ahead.
Twilight Zone as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I didn't see the highlight there, so I wasn't sure if you wanted to say anything.
Yeah, I didn't highlight it just because I was like a little indifferent, and I don't see myself watching it, but it did seem interesting. I did like the commercials and stuff like that, and if it's Jordan Peele, then we'll get some interesting things. I don't know if you had a chance to see Us yet.
No, I still haven't seen it yet. Did you?
Yeah, I went and seen it. It's okay. I'll give you this in this part only. It's not a spoiler. Okay, just go in with your thinking hat, because like you're supposed to walk out the movie not understanding.
Fair enough.
So it's like, go on with your thinking cap. Like, don't plan to leave the theater with any kind of emotion, because trust me, it was a doozy for me, and I was like, wow, you're not supposed to watch this movie once. This is a multiple setting. I had to like look it up and like listen to people talk about it before I was like piecing things together, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's like, it's just one of those. It's not as clean cut as Get Out. So
fair enough. Yeah, all right, so Twilight Zone, yeah. And then the other thing, Game of Thrones. Are you I'm guessing you're all caught up. Do you watch the show? Are you a fan of the show?
I'm a fan of the show. It's no different than what Casual said. I haven't watched the whole of something pretty amazing, or with Boku no Hero. I do that too, and that was one of those shows to where like, and I think it mainly because my wife's like a super fan of it, and she'll watch things without me. She'll also kind of go into the theories and stuff, and it's like an annoying kind of fan. And then it just, we gotta watch it, and I was just kind of like, and it just kind of killed it a little bit for me.
That's one of the few shows that like I don't like any sort of distractions for. Like, I'll like put my phone to the side and just won't touch it for the hour when I watch it, because I really enjoy the show. Like, it's a great show. I personally didn't love the 7th season. I thought the 7th season was good. I thought it was entertaining, and I thought it was enjoyable, but I also thought that there was a lot of like weird time-lapse plot holes that didn't make too much sense, and like the pacing of the season was off, so it kind of took me out of it. However, I'm very excited for this last season because I've been on this journey, and I really would like to see how it ends. And yeah, I'm hype. I'm fairly hype. I feel like a lot of people have a lot more hype than me right now, but I'm still hyped for it. I'm still excited.
I know
I really do like the show.
It really is an appeal to the show, but I just don't like how they kill everybody that I like. Like, I don't like how, what's the writer's name? Because I'm sure you know.
George R. R. Martin?
Yeah. Like, how he writes in these characters that are like, oh, yeah, I'm going to make you like them. And then he just instantly kills them, like, right when I get to the point of, like, liking them,
That's, the idea is that to differentiate from other shows, nobody is safe. There's no, especially, like, for example, the first season. That's the whole idea of the first season, is to build up this one guy, Ned Stark, as the hero, and you're watching that whole first season, you're like, this guy he's the hero. When he gets thrown in jail, you're like, he's gonna get out of jail, he's gonna do good things, no, he's not, because he's gonna die. He's an idiot, and he's treated as an idiot and gets his head chopped off.
He's
not
very pragmatic. I'll give you that. I don't think he's an idiot, but he's just not very pragmatic.
He's not an idiot, but he's a dummy in the sense that he trusts everybody, which is stupid.
He's not very pragmatic. He's not like, oh, we're all good guys. We all want to see the best for the country. No, actually,
No, that's
Most
not
of
the
them
case.
don't. Yeah, we
Well,
don't.
they do if as long as it's their best interest at heart. But yeah, I mean, I think I like it's good. The fact that anybody can die always keeps you guessing. And I mean, to be fair, like the best characters are probably the ones that are still alive. There's very few characters that when they died, I was like, oh man, I really like them. Like Marjorie was one. Just because I really liked her. I thought she was cool, and I would have liked to see what she would do at the end. But like the main favorites for the most part are all still kicking.
I liked Oberon.
Oberyn, yeah, he was badass.
I
Yeah, I
liked
can't.
him.
That's true. He was great.
You didn't get too much of him, so like his loss wasn't the biggest. But then they just kept.
But he was awesome.
He kept going, and I was like, all right, bro, like you've reached your traumatic effect. Like
No, that's the thing. That's the point.
You can stop now.
Like when
he's like,
I
no,
remember
I'm gonna keep
watching
killing
that
you.
episode, and I was like, oh man, he's got it. He's doing it. And then he starts talking all this crap, and I'm like, oh boy, you can't do that against a dude that large. That guy's a big boy.
That was some pretty deadly poison, though. So, like, if I had some poison that was that damn deadly, I'd probably be a little cocky, too. Because, like, he hit him, like, 9 or 10 times. He's just a big-ass dude.
Yeah, the poison took a long time to circulate around that mountain of a man, which is why he's called the mountain.
Right. And so, and they just, I don't know, and they keep the most despicable people alive,
But
And
that's the point, because that's for when they do die, it's so much more satisfying. Like for when Joffrey died. Like when you're watching the episode and Joffrey dies, you're just like, that was great. Like, thank you, finally. Or, when Tywin was doing all his crap and Tyrion comes in and, arrows him to death on the shitter. Like, you're just like, yeah, yes! Like, that's what you get for saying he doesn't belong.
I do like...
But also, Tywin was a badass. Like, I'm not going to lie. Tywin was like...
Oh, yeah.
He was like one of the best strategists in the show.
Well, kind of and sort of. I've seen a couple clips where they're like, he's obviously like, yo, doesn't this girl have dragons? And he's like, yeah, but the last dragons that I saw in my living lifetime were the size of my hand. And he's like, yeah, and the largest was as big as this fucking throne room. Like, I think we should be concerned. And he's like, don't bother yourself with matters across the world. And then obviously, there's 3 fucking giant dragons. Well, not anymore, but, there was 3 giant dragons.
There still are 3 giant dragons, just one of them you're working for the other side.
Yeah, so it's like,
One of them has switched sides, has switched team mid-game.
And then I have like a small confession. I don't like Khaleesi. I don't like her.
I think she's one of the more overhyped characters in the show, but she does have her fair moments of like badassery. I think Arya is probably one of the coolest characters still left in the show. I
like her. I like Sansa too. But it's just
Sansa I hate. I definitely prefer Khaleesi tenfold to Sansa.
Well, here's why I don't like Khaleesi. Khaleesi I don't like because it does this weird thing to where I feel like this feminism archetype's wrapped up in it, and I don't like the way they do it because she seems so helpless, but then kind of strong at the same time, and I think that balance.
I don't think I never really get the feeling that she feels or seems helpless at all. She's got the dragons, like that's like walking around with like a nuke in your back pocket and just being like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Huh? I got these dragon boys with me. What are you going to do? Like nothing. I'm not. You got dragon boys with you. I ain't going to do nothing.
She uses her beauty too. So she ends up with a lot of powerful people around her that can get things done because she's pretty. So like throughout like gaining her power and stuff, because like I'm talking about like power, like her ability to enforce her will in the world. It comes from the people that have come around her, and a lot of them have come around her because of her beauty. And I think that's kind of like a catch-22. I kind of just wish it was more of her real natural charisma. And beauty's a part of charisma.
I would say I would agree and disagree with that. Like I think that yes, there are characters that come towards her because of her beauty. For example, what's his name? Dude who died.
Khal Drogo?
No, not Khal Drogo. Khal Drogo was not there for the beauty. He was there for like once he had her before she was, in command. He was raping her and doing terrible things, but we all like Khal Drogo now. He was a raper, but they were like, yeah, he was a good
I
guy.
always like Khal Drogo.
Yeah, I mean, raping's not cool, but
It's not even that. It's like you gotta respect tradition, and when somebody's betrothed to you, like they're betrothed to you.
Dario Naharis, yeah, but it wasn't like betrothed like I wanted. It wasn't, it wasn't a mutual betrothed.
I mean, arranged marriages. Well, that's what it was, and it's like
that's not all right either. Like in real life, if that were to happen, that's not a cool thing. Granted, it's a show, and different things happen in different times in different places. Doesn't mean we can be like, this cool guy is a raper. Like, he was a raper. He was a bad guy, but he was also a good guy. He was, she learned to love him in the end. So what's the point? But anyway, Dariana Harris was the guy who I was thinking of. But Tyrion's not there, I don't think, because she's beautiful. I think he's there because he like legitimately believes in her. And then there's also a lot of people who are there because she has 3 dragons. And when you have a bunch of these big boy dragons behind you, I'm probably going to join your side too. If the offer is presented to me, I'm going to be like, yeah. Or there's the people who are like, she burninated all the leaders and she's just like, join me. And like, yeah, of course. Those guys were shit. You just burninated them. That's a cool move. Let's go. Where are we going?
So yeah, it's just, that's kind of like my takeaway from it, is I just don't like the essence of her power. I just wish it was more charismatic, kind of based around the merit of her actions and not kind of what she was born with. And like in this situation, it feels like she was born with dragons and then she was born with beauty. And so it's like, it's cool, and I mean, like, it's not like, birthrights are wrong. It's just for the sake of...
I mean, to be fair, on the other side of the, her fellow good guy is also, there's no charisma, is Jon Snow. And everybody loves Jon Snow. He's got 0 charisma. He's like, he's a black hole of charisma.
I mean, yes and no. He has charisma, and he definitely has merit. He's good at what he does.
I think he has merit, for sure. 100% has merit.
Well, that's why people follow him.
Charisma is not his merit.
Well, sure, he's not standing at the... Because he doesn't like the spotlight.
He's just bland.
His brother was more of that than anything. But, like, in this situation, it's kind of like, that's... He leads by example, which has its level of charisma. And Ned was the same way.
Him and all the Starks, other than Arya, are bland.
You didn't like Rob? Rob was not bland.
And bland, yes.
Rob was not bland.
I hated it. I've never been a Stark fan. Not once, not never. I like Arya. Arya is the best.
I like pretty much... Stark,
I could take or leave on any given day.
I like
weirdo Crow Boy. You got Sansa. You got the mom.
I didn't like the mom.
Now like a ghost in the book or something. You got Robb Stark, who he definitely was less bland than the rest. And then you got Daddy Blandy McBlanderson, Ned Stark. And then Jon, who's like, I'm not really related to you, but I'm going to carry all your boring character traits as well, but also be pretty awesome.
Yeah. I mean, they were all kind of awesome. They were all talented at what they were doing. But like Ned kind of led them astray. You got to be more you got to be more practical about your reality.
Tyrell boy. I'm a big fan of the Tyrells and really upset that they're all dead. Every single one of them is dead.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. She was a little shisty.
Who, Grandma Tyrell?
Yeah, Grandma Tyrell.
Olenna? She was great. Loras Tyrell was great. Marjorie Tyrell was great. Tommen could have been great till he offed himself by jumping out of a window, which, whoa, that caught me off guard when that happened. But yeah, man. But anyway, Game of Thrones final season 8, before all the Game of Thrones prequels and what have you.
All right, so that's pretty much does it for our list.
That's April.
That's April, man. Hopefully you guys are excited about something. I'm sure everybody's excited about Endgame, One Punch Man, all that other stuff. So, you know, that be that. That be that.
That be that.
Anything else? Any finishing words?
Nah, that's all I got.
All right.
Enjoy your April. We'll see you next week.
All right. See you guys. And until next time, guys.